The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
You are looking live, not at Tostitos Championship Plaza because it's so damn hot the camera is still fried, but you are looking live at the SWBC podcast studio inside the Star in Frisco, Texas. But outside, it is 101 degrees, feels like 105. The high today is 103.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, he is Shannon.
Wow.
That is one pump. Should I say one pump? One punch. Actually, practice might have been one pump. But one pump. Kurt Daniels in the back is Paul Kibbles live and local. On the phone is three-time Super Bowl champion Nate Newton. As always, I'm your boy, Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille people. When we speak.
Brought to you each and every show by Wingstop.
Because they are
Here! Thank you.
Here.
Thank you, Wingstop, for sponsoring the show forever, it seems like. All right, fellas. How are y'all, first off?
Good, man.
Middles and dentals?
Mentals and dentals are good.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Mentals and dentals?
Mentals and dentals
Yeah.
are good.
Yours?
Nice. Yeah.
Nate, how's your mentals and dentals?
Oh, good, man. I'm out here 78 degrees, bro.
you
People
go.
out here
There
say
you
it's
go.
burning up, man. They
Stop.
say it's on fire out here.
By the way, all right, we're gonna let's just get right into it because we
I'm
don't.
heading up to the good people. I'm going to head up to see the good people at Windstar.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
When today?
Yeah, right after the show.
Going to spend the night?
Yeah, right.
Going to hit up the Vegas style pool that they have there?
I'm 1/3 of the Cabana Boys.
Are you?
Yeah, 1/3 of the Cabana Boys.
Very nice.
We got the Cascade joint. The Cascade one is the other one.
Yeah.
That's the exclusive one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. Cabana Boys are back.
Go
I'm
go up there to our partner Windstar and
yeah.
CEO Jesse Holly.
I'll be there. Windstar not getting no money out of me though. Not this go around.
Not gambling this time?
Not this go around.
Gonna eat you a nice meal though?
On the house.
There you go. Can't beat that. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Look, I'm gonna eat free here for lunch. I'm gonna eat free at Windstar for dinner.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and Cabana got all like the free everything in there. You know?
Man.
Yeah.
Why don't
Beers
we
and everything like that?
Have you ever got an invite from Jesse when he goes up there and gets all this free stuff, Kurt?
Come on.
Have you, Nate? Nate, you ever got an invite up there from Jesse?
I'm gonna leave him on
Nah,
the porch.
man, I ain't
I'm gonna
riding
leave him on the
that
porch. I'm
no
gonna leave
way.
Nate on the porch. Y'all can come. Come on.
Well, it's kind of short notice, Jesse. Thanks for
Pool
the
party
invite.
scene's probably aged out of that.
It's
Nah.
not really a party.
Nah, that might be.
Well, I might be prime.
It might
Yeah.
be. That might be pride for your age up there at the Windstar.
It's very chill. Very chill.
Yeah.
No, are you allowed an oxygen tank at the pool for above water?
They got the ones you can sit them in there and lower them down in the water.
I got the
They
lift.
they got the lift in there.
Ah. All right, Nate. Man, what the hell happened yesterday?
Sell them to hell. Hell in the cell.
What was
Royal Rumble.
going on? Did they? I know they was swinging. They was suplexing. Did they get any work done? Was it just a total
Yeah.
loss? What happened?
Yeah, they did.
By the way,
got
we're
some
talking
work
about
done.
the scrimmage with the Saints, Cowboys scrimmage with Saints out at training camp, and all hell broke loose, it seems like, from what you could see on social media. So Nate's going to tell us exactly what happened.
They maybe, yeah, it started over on the offensive end where, they guys tried to be a little bit extra rough. I guess they watched the film against the Rams and said, there's no more slamming our players. And, a couple of guys got slammed, wide receivers made some good routes and some good runs. And they kind of ran over some DBs, and DBs took exception to it. And they had a sideline play with Mingo, and they just slammed Mingo on the ground. And, from that point on, like every 3 plays, it was something shoving, holding on to, skirmishes. It just, but between all of that, they got some good practice time, and the Cowboys seemed like against our offense against their defense seemed like they was trying to set tempo. They had some good runs. The offensive line looked pretty solid, even though they made some changes on the offensive line. They've moved Nate over to the right backup tackle behind I can't think of my kid's name.
Terence Steele?
Behind Steele, yes. Like they trying to give Steele a little extra push, you know. But Steele is Steele, y'all. We know who he is, and he's going to get great effort. The more you run, the more confidence he gets. But they move old Nate over there to see if he can light a fire over there with Nate Thomas, and they put Drew Shelton at the left tackle. He's going to have to work. I mean, they're going to have to give him some work. I mean, he didn't look real confident over there, but it was his first full day as a backup at the left tackle. So he works hard and he keeps pushing. So we'll see if his technique can fall back into form, because that's what he was at college. So that's the offensive line take right there. Our center, Beebe, has to learn. I know he has short arms, but he has to play a little bit lower. His initial takeoff and get off is good, but he's going to have to learn to play lower, because towards the end of plays and in the middle of plays, people are starting to sling him around. And, fellas, that ain't a good thing for offensive line, because when you get to start getting slung around, that means that your feet and your legs and your shins are going to be going into the running backs, going into your other offensive linemen. You can hurt people like that. More than falling on the ground, when people start slinging you around, Jesse, you know what I'm talking about. It's been a lot of guys that got their knees blowed out, their, ACLs, because guys are getting hit from the side, and that is not a good thing. This kid going to have to learn to get a little bit lower and finish a lot stronger. He's feisty, but being feisty with bad technique ain't no good. That's just playing out of control.
So, I mean,
you got to get more control, get better hand placement, and stay a little bit lower and finish stronger, because in the NFC East, you're going to face a lot of good run defenders, and you can't play like that, if you're going to be any type running team. The tight ends look nice. I'm talking about Jason Ferguson, and I'm talking about Span Ford. They look nice. Now, Schoonmaker's going to have to do a lot of work. The Trigg kid, I think guy from Baylor, he's going to have to do a lot of work with their blocking. And, the Trigg kid gives a lot of effort, but he got to work his technique. Schoonmaker just got to come on. It's his third year. It's time for him to rock and roll if you're going to make an imprint on his team and be a part of what's going on, What else did I see? The defense looked good. Once again, they was very competitive, but I don't know who is the backup to Clark and to Quincy Williams. I don't know who the backups are. It's hard to tell. Toya, number 93. Nah, I don't think he's the guy. The Tommy Dunn, number 95, young guy, looks okay at times. Same with 98 and 99 LT. Overton, they look good at times, fellas. And then sometimes I'll be like, is this dude the biggest safety in the world? Because he way back there pretty deep. You know what I'm saying? If somebody fumbled the ball and he took off running to it or something, it's just the depth is going to be a question on offensive line and defensive line. We got the offensive line in the middle. I think Bass can always fit in there at center and can play a little bit of guard. But we got to find tackle help. We got to find tackle help, my brother, because Nate Thomas is not aggressive. Like he don't have any fast switch muscles. Everything seems to be, like he a basketball player on a different wavelength or something. He's never in a hurry with nothing. and he's never finishing. And that is not, you can't have that type of nature if you're not a super athlete. You can do this if you're a super athlete, you know. So Guyton has worked through. I've never seen him go this far and this deep into practice. He's not missed the whole practice yet. He's, you know, missed parts of practice, but he has gotten through, and he looked good yesterday. He looked nice yesterday against the Saints, but the Saints didn't win but 4 or 5 games, 6 games last year, so I don't know how to look at that or how to take that. You know, he made it through the round practice until the end. He got kind of raggedy, but he looked pretty good yesterday. Sean Barham is back. He got a lot of work with the ones as a pass rusher and as a linebacker. Obershon is looking better. You know, he seemed to be adjusting to making the calls and now coming up trying to make plays. He's getting better. So Marshawn, what's our kid? Is it Marshawn, the second first-round pick?
Malachi Lawrence.
Malachi Lawrence. Thank you, Jesse. He is looking better, but he's got to learn how to set the edge. He's got to learn how to take on blocks, read blocks. He can come off blocks pretty good once he figure out what's going on, but you got to understand the initial point of the defense. If you got to set an edge, you can't just take off inside. This ain't college. You take off inside, somebody going outside, and ain't nobody there to replace you. You know, you make the whole defense become unsound. So I think Coach alluded to that coming out of the game yesterday, coming out of practice yesterday. You got to set the edge. You got to be more responsible. So here we go, y'all. It's getting better and better every week, and it's getting a little tougher, and it's getting harder for guys to make this team. You know, because they rotating guys in and out. They are rotating guys in and out.
So Nate, a couple of questions about the offensive line you brought up. So it sounds like they're moving Shelton and Thomas just to give them experience at the swing tackle. But are you concerned? I mean, you kind of didn't sound so much, but there's got to be some real concern with what's happening with Steele, right? Right tackle?
Yeah, yes, sir, it is. It is. If we're into our third year and you trying to find out whether we should be hearing and seeing on the field that Nate Thomas has prospered enough where it ain't even a second guess. You know, it's like Nate Thomas should be our swing tackle. Guyton should be our left tackle, and Steele should be our right tackle. But, you know, Steele has not had the best of training camp. You know, Guyton, if you had to just see, you know, if you had to just see, you would start with Steele at right and probably let Nate be his backup and pray that Guyton don't get hurt. You know, but I've always said that if your middle is strong, and that's why Beebe has to become better, because the two guards are solid. One is an all-pro, the other one is up-and-coming all-rookie. So if we can get Beebe solid, which he seems to be growing into that, you can work with one of the tackles. But you cannot defend and help both of the tackles. You can't be running, what they call that, 12 personnel, just 2 tight ends.
Mm-hmm. Yep, one back to
you
tight end.
You can't be running 12 personnel the whole game. Defenses are too smart. They'll lock into that and kill you.
So what
you got to be able to go you got to be able to go 3 or 4 tight ends sometimes. We can't have 2 backs in the backfield all the time. You got to be multiple. You got to be moving in today's NFL, because if you lock in for a series of 2 on one thing, the team's gonna come back and hurt you, man. So our tackles have to pick it up and be more consistent, where coach can run a multiple offense.
So this is Beebe's 3rd year. Why is he suddenly getting thrown around so much?
He was getting handled a little bit last year, but they were able to, once they started rolling, they were able to fortify that. And I'm just saying what he has to do this year, because what I'm trying to say, Kurt, is at some point on your offensive line, you have to become dominant. You have to have something that you can depend on. You know, if we need a yard, if we need 2 yards, is that, and I'll give you an example, with the 49ers, when Trent Williams is in there and you run to the right side on a sweep and you gain 3 to 5 yards on average, but you run the Trent side on a sweep and you gain 7 to 8 yards on average, that's a big difference. You know when Trent Williams is in there, something bad is going to happen for your defense if you don't have the right defensive end or the right defense that you're in. Right now, people can play us base. They can play us base. They're scared of our outside receivers, but they ain't so much scared of our offensive line. We got to become dominant, and I'm thinking that we have that best chance to be dominant in the middle, because I think Beebe is better than what our tackles are doing right now. So if we can be dominant in the middle, we had that 3 or 4 yards, we know where we're going to go. You know, we're going to make that thing happen right up the middle. And that's why I say Beebe has to be a little bit more sound with his hands and with the height he's playing at. You're only 6'3", 6'2". You can't be up in somebody that's 6'5" and just as strong as you and got longer arms. You're going to have to be a great technician. And that's how Stepnoski played for us, even though he was a little taller than his kid. Step was only about 265, 270. But his hand placement and his leverage was second to none. He was the best at it. And that's what this center has to be for us and Beebe. He has to be a sound technician. It's all right to be a brawler, but you ain't got brawler body. You ain't 340 pounds, bro. You ain't got brawler body, man. So you got to be a greater technician than you are a brawler.
Hey, Nate, were they, as sloppy as it was yesterday with the fights and everything, were they able to get in enough quality work to make it worth?
Yes,
okay.
they were. Yes. I mean, yes. Yes, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Between the fight, what coach did not like was every time you fight and they got to break up a fight, that takes 35 to 40 seconds more, and they didn't get to run as many plays because you're breaking up fights. You can't practice but maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah. So they, every time, every 3 things you shoving, you pushing, you fighting, they probably lost 7 or 8 plays, not being able to see 7 or 8, maybe 9, 10 plays because of all the fighting. And then the defense got contagious. Next thing you know, the defense over there fighting, our defense over there fighting. So
I know it takes away from the plays, and there's an opportunity for guys to get hurt when you're fighting. But as a player, and I guess 2 different points of view. Coaches probably don't like it at all. But as a player, does that build camaraderie? Does that get you hype and like knowing that, hey, you might not? It's kind of like hockey, right? You knock my guy down, but you better keep your head on a swivel because I'm gonna come back and get you. As to where I feel like a lot of times in the past, this team didn't have each other's backs. Who was it? Was it the
Washington?
The Washington game, guys just turned around and walked off. I mean, as a player, do you like to see that feistiness and that?
I mean, they let the old boy from the Eagles, Jalen Carter, spit on Dak, and nobody jumped on him.
Right. I mean, but as a player, like, isn't fighting a little bit good?
If you keep it to a minimum. But
I would let Jalen Carter. I probably would have walked away from that one too. Big man.
But the thing is, to me, when I saw the fight and I kind of walked off, and everybody be like, "Nate, you ain't gonna stand and watch it?" I said, "You know what, y'all? If it was the Rams and the Eagles going at it like this, 2 playoff teams, I may sit and watch it. But you got 2 teams." They better be trying to prove who they are. One is a 3-4 wins, and the other is a 6-7 win. Trying to get your reps. If I'm a young guy, I'd be telling my guy, "Hey man, we don't need to be fighting. You holding up my reps."
What was Von Miller out at practice? Was he doing conditioning? What was?
He was doing conditioning on the side. It's that acclimation. I think they have to have 3 days, Jess?
5
to get acclimated.
5 days before he can put pads on.
Say what, bro?
He has to have a 5-day acclimation period before he can put full pads on.
Yeah, so he said he can fall out of bed with 8 sacks. So he must have fell out of bed at least 8 times last year and got one extra.
What you got going on the rest of the day, Nate?
Hey, man, I'll be packing and trying to get on. I'm be trying to get out of here later on this evening. I got one more show to do, man, special edition, and I'm going to be trying to either get me a 30, 40-minute nap or I'm going to be hitting the road, man, just coming on back, man, trying to do what I can do, baby.
So you'll be here next week in studio, huh?
Yeah, so what do y'all know the schedule?
I think we're Tuesday, Thursday next week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 o'clock, Tuesday, Thursday next week. Then we go to the full
Okay,
schedule.
man. All right, brother. That's good that you know, Shannon. Boy, you got all the inside scoop on that $10, ain't you?
I'm trying to hold it down.
40 minutes.
Hey, don't let Jesse take your $10 to WinStar, wherever you going.
I might give it to him.
10 on the yo.
Maybe.
10 on the yo. 10 on black.
We'll see.
I always bet on
Y'all
black.
took y'all test yet? Y'all took your gambling test yet?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
yet. Not yet. We're allowed to do that. There's just a lot of other stuff we can't do. So
Yeah. I stay away from the casinos. I let Jesse dabble in there. I stay away from them, bro. Yeah, he's trying to hold big nude up on his $10. I can't afford to lose my $10.
we hear you. All right, Nate. Well, thanks for calling and checking in. Be very safe. Did y'all have anything else for Nate before we let him go?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Michael Irvin say, hey, Jesse, what about that 4th and long, bro? You ain't told Big Newton nothing about it.
You were talking to the man that's going to sign the checks. You should have asked him about it.
Well, I was trying to get my $10, but he was talking about going over there to Harry Hines. I'm like, no, man.
Yeah, well, see? You got to get the 10. You got to get your 10 before he make that right-hand turn.
That's 2 shows in a row he's referencing Harry Hines. What's on your mind out there, Nate?
You know, training camp. No training camp vibes. No training camp vibes. No training camp vibes. Getting old Big Nate out
got on his mind.
By the way, Nate, you were rubbing some elbows yesterday. You had Pac-Man out there. You were hanging out with Mike. You were hanging out with Billy Zane, the Phantom, and the guy from Titanic, the husband from Titanic. Man, you was big timing, huh?
Yeah, I just having fun, man. Just then we had David Wells. I was like, man, we got to be Cowboys, man. Keep our bondsmen in place too, with Mike and Pac-Man out there. Let's keep David Wells in the place. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, all right, time
David
to go.
Wells called us out, though, Jess. You know what he told us?
What did he tell you?
I said, hey, Dave, how you going to be in the middle of all those players in the picture? You know what he told me?
What's that?
You didn't say that when I was getting you out of jail. Everybody. I said, well, look like to me you got everybody that's on this row out of jail.
At least once.
At least once.
Yeah.
All right, Nate. Well, be safe, and we'll see you here in studio next week.
All right, brother. God bless all y'all. Be good. Just take care of your mom.
I will, brother.
All right, man.
Be safe, man.
And we will be back for the second segment of Hanging with the Boys in just one moment. See you soon.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
At Batteries Plus, we don't just sell batteries, we recycle them too. So don't toss your old ones. They're packed with critical materials we can reuse. We make it simple. Come in and recycle old lithium batteries found in your power tools, power banks, wearables, and small electronics. Join America's team and recycle with Batteries Plus, the official battery recycling partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
Before there were Cowboys, there were charros. Skilled horsemen riding across Mexico with a spirit and a soundtrack all their own. Today, that spirit rides on with the Dallas Cowboys and the sounds of Game Day Mariachi. At Tito's Handmade Vodka, we're proud to celebrate the Charros, the Cowboys, and the Mariachis who make Game Day unforgettable. Tito's Handmade Vodka, proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys and Game Day Mariachi. Salud to America's team. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every show by Blockchain.com.
Blockchain!
Thank you, Blockchain.com. Training camp in Frisco. The Cowboys return to training camp presented by American Airlines. They're returning to Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, August 25th and 26th. Admission is free. So come watch the Cowboys practice, enjoy appearances by the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and Rowdy, then stick around August 25th for an all-new post-practice tailgate and drone show. Visit DallasCowboys.com/training camp for details.
Is the drone show going to be outside?
I don't
hope so.
I would
I don't know
imagine.
how they do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I would imagine it's going to be outside. I don't know. Kurt, why don't you pull it up on DallasCowboys.com/training camp?
Okay.
And let's see if it's if they give us any more information. Those drone shows are starting to take the place of like fireworks shows. Have you seen those big ones they do? Man,
I'm not a fan of fireworks.
You're not? Maybe you would like the drone show.
Maybe.
It's pretty cool. Like I've
Yeah,
seen some
it's
videos of those
crazy
big ones.
stuff.
It's pretty wild.
The weather has to be right for me to want to stand outside and watch anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's not very many days in Texas. It's either way too cold or way too hot.
Never way too cold.
No?
Not
yeah,
here. Not here.
You haven't acclimated to. A lot of people from like Chicago and cold cities move here, and then after about 4 or 5 years, they can't stand the cold anymore. You're good. With
I can't stand the cold. Period. But I can. This is not cold to me.
Okay.
I still don't own a winter coat.
Really? There's really no point here because you're not really doing anything outside.
Right.
Anyway, you're going from the car to inside. Right. So I've never gotten the people that are like, you better put a big old heavy coat on. I'm like, I'm going to my car, and then I'm going in the restaurant.
In the construction.
Yeah.
Only the car hard.
Yeah, I'm not going to the Cowboys game outside. What'd you find out, Kurt?
It is going to be outside on the Tostitos Championship Plaza, which is just outside the Ford Center, 8 o'clock, featuring the drone. The drone show will be then. Also, player appearances, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and a special announcement as part of the evening's programming. I don't know what that is.
Ooh.
Special announcement. So, yeah, Tostitos Plaza, drone show, 8 o'clock.
See if we can't get that camera by watching from inside.
There you go. Paul, work on getting that camera fixed before August 25th. So, all right. Any comments after the scrimmage worth mentioning? By the way, when we were in the first segment, I don't even know if this is worth mentioning, but I'll mention it just because Trayvon Diggs being signed reportedly by the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
So
they're trying to sign everybody.
Yeah.
They brought in the other kid, Terrion Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
The former Detroit Lion who's got 8 felonies waiting on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he won't play this year. Not because of, the league will suspend him, so he won't play much this year. At least half the season, he probably won't play. But, kudos to Trayvon.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets after it and gets a roster spot.
Yeah.
Be good to see him back in the league.
So, as far as yesterday, I had a question for you, Jesse. Like, Ezra-Raku got thrown out for the second time in training camp for throwing punches. Do you like that? Like you kind of mentioned earlier, do you like that fight, that feistiness, or is this like, come on, you got to have more discipline?
You got to have more discipline. The Cowboys were the most penalized team in the National Football League last year, 133 penalties, the most. And, the old saying, either you're coaching it or you're allowing it. And so that thing becomes repetitive, right? If this is what you're doing in practice, if your first initial thought, this has happened to you twice now in practice. Once is a mistake, twice
is a habit.
It's a habit, right? So now your first thought process, if something happens, I'm going to throw a punch. Well, you're out. You're out for the rest of the game. If that happens in the first quarter, now does a team go, hey, he's been kicked out of twice in training camp for throwing a punch.
Can't trust him.
Be a little dirty with him after the whistle. See if we can.
Oh, yeah.
See if we can't trigger him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, O-line, just, when you got him down on the ground, just give him a little See if we can't be the second man always gets caught with him throwing a punch. Hey, fullbacks, tight ends, running backs. When you go chip on him, you know what I'm saying? You get him, give him a little extra. Go a little bit beyond the whistle. See if we can't get him to jump. Because if I can get Donovan as a rock who throw out of any game in the first, second quarter, it's a win for my offense, right? Like that puts your defense now at a disadvantage. You lost one of your players, and now someone who, you know, Von Miller talk about he's only going to play 10, 15 snaps. Now we need you guys to play more because we lost a guy who's going to play 60 snaps. So didn't like that part. And I've never been a guy who thought fighting in practice made you tough. I just haven't. Most tough guys don't tell you they're tough.
Right.
Right? I've known some tough dudes in my lifetime, and I ain't one of them. Most of those dudes, they're like, hey, man, let's just chill out, relax. And you, then they, now you on the floor, sleep. So that to me has never proven to be tough. Right. Like, because you want to, and that's on either side. It's not just a Cowboy thing. That's a Saints thing as well. That doesn't prove to me that you're tough. Just whoop them in practice. You know, do what Julius Wood did. Julius Woods, they said in practice, he had got stiffed arm by one of the receivers, Brown, and from the Saints. Next play. The play was going left. Julius Woods came down and made a beeline right and just smacked the receiver and knocked him down.
Fair play.
Fair play.
Yeah. From a team's perspective, there's levels of trust, right, with the player as far as on-field stuff, right? Like fumbles. Each time you fumble, you get trusted a little bit less and less, right? Fighting, losing your cool, things like that. That's one thing I've always found really interesting is in life, you forgive habitual habits. You try to make excuses for people. They're just emotional, or they're this, and they're in football. You get very limited chances at being trusted, especially in a game situation, because if I can't trust you to hang on to the ball, if I can't trust you to keep a cool head, I'm going to see it once, maybe twice, and then you're going to have to work your way back into the game, right?
Yeah, because you get what? How many drives you get a game? 6, 7, 8, right? 60 plays, 70 plays a game. As big as that number sounds, those opportunities they come few and far between. You know what I mean? So it's like one of the most high pressure positions on the field, snap, hold, kick. You do it one time. Yeah. That's it. The snap, hold, kick has to be perfect every time. Because if it's not, it's blocked, it's shanked, and that 3 points is that extra point is off the board. And that could be the definitive factor. And it's the same thing with everything else. It's you don't have very many possessions. And so if I can't trust you on this, then I can't trust you down the line. And that's the biggest thing about this game, especially from a coaching perspective, because once I say that you're playing and you go on the field, I can't do anything. Right. I can call the play. All I can do is send you out there, call the play, and get you off the field. That's it. I can't hold the ball for you. I can't throw for you. I can't catch it for you. I can't tackle for you. I can't cover for you. I can't do any of those things as a coach. So all I have is trust, or lack thereof.
Doesn't that kind of get into now the penalty situation? Because like you said, once they're on the field, what can that frustrates the coaches. How can they trust them? And if they're making penalty, how can they change it?
Yeah, the good ones take you off the field.
Yeah, but you're not going to take. I mean, there's guys you just can't take off the field. I mean, if I remember right, Tyron Smith was one of the most penalized linemen.
Yeah,
take him off.
Yeah. You're screwed. You're screwed. You're screwed. You know what I mean? It's like if Dak's throwing 5 interceptions in a game, you're probably not going to throw. You're probably not going to be reluctant. You're a little bit more reluctant.
Lamb's dropping passes.
You're probably not going to go his way anymore, right? Like you're probably like, But you would hope that as a player, you'd hope that if I'm having, that's a difference because you can have a guy who has a bad day, but if he starts having a bad season, then I personally can't keep going back to that well. I got to say, can't.
It's got to be frustrating for coaches because they are trying to do something. I guess short of pulling guys off the field.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, and I kind of want Nate to be here to get his point, but I'm really good at asking the same question multiple times, so we'll do it when he gets back here. Coaching matters, right?
Of course.
But players play.
Correct.
You can't win games unless you have the players. So for coaching to matter, do you have to have a certain level of talent to be able to, I think coaches can win you 1.5 games per year, maybe 2, by decisions they make and, calling the right thing at the right time. But do you have to have a certain level of talent for that coaching to even matter?
100%.
In wins and losses?
1,000%.
Because I was thinking about that, the Eberflus thing, like chicken or the egg. Like if you didn't have the guys that understood the system and couldn't do what you were asking him to do, it didn't matter if he's the best coach or the worst coach.
How would he do this year? How would Parker have done last year?
Right. And so you've got to have a certain level of talent for any of that to even matter, right? And then once you get there, it's kind of exponential, right? Like you get to this level, you can win 1 or 2 games. But if these players were 25% better, that coach could maybe win you 3 games.
Correct.
And not the players. So
100%.
Okay.
And that's why I always was kind of not giving Eberflus an excuse because he was culpable in some of what happened last year. But there's a reason why this roster looks the way that it looks this year. Because the cats they had out last year, gooch juice. Gooch juice. I mean, terrible. And that's why I said the other day, I do so many shows sometimes I forget where I say that. But I said, man, if I'm Eberflus sitting in San Francisco right now, I'm madder than a mofo. I'm mad as hell. Because I'm looking over there like, well, what the hell was that last year?
Yeah.
You told me to go out there with a hurt Overshown, a hurt Revel.
You got rid of my only guy.
You got rid of the number 2 pass rush guy in the league, right? You give me then you got to say, hey, play Dono, and he has to play in coverage. Can't play in coverage. Mm-hmm. You give me Jack Sanborn and Kenneth Murray, who go different ways, and the plays coming right down the middle. So like,
and then I got to go talk to the media, once a week.
Then you give me Trayvon Diggs, who I don't know, is it a TV that he was trying to mount, got a concussion. He's butthurt because his bestie is gone. Like, what y'all want me to do?
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh, adapt to your players. All right, cool. Y'all want to play man? Let's go play man. Then they get smoked.
Is he coaching anywhere now?
He's a consultant for the Niners.
Okay. So he'll probably consult for a year or 2 and then get a job. Be back in
at least a position coach, right?
Yeah.
At least to be a linebackers coach or what have you. But yeah, he's coaching as a consultant with or for Raheem Morris, who's a DC.
Good, because I would hate for that to be the reason why he wasn't in the league anymore, because he's a nice dude. So, all right, let's take our last break. When we come back, Kurt's going to give you a live read.
Oh, yeah.
He's been practicing. And more on Hanging with the Boys. Be right back.
At Batteries Plus, we don't just sell batteries, we recycle them too. So don't toss your old ones. They're packed with critical materials we can reuse. We make it simple. Come in and recycle old lithium batteries found in your power tools, power banks, wearables, and small electronics. Join America's team and recycle with Batteries Plus, the official battery recycling partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Cowboys Nation, listen up. Tyson Foods is giving away Cowboys season tickets, and you can enter for a chance to win right now. That's right, the official protein of the Cowboys is fueling the Star Faithful with a chance to win season tickets. Head to Tyson.com to sign up for your chance to win Cowboys season tickets now, and remember to power up with protein from Tyson Cowboys Star Nuggets, Jimmy Dean, Ballpark, and Hillshire Farm.
number is 17.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear you.
I thought we were going to be closer.
We are close to the parking lot.
You might not be good at heckling, but with SeatGeek's View from Seat feature, you'll see exactly what you'll see before you buy.
Hey, 17!
SeatGeek, the primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Be good at Cowboys football seats with SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Cowboys fans, get ready for Cowboys Carne Asada on September 19th. Join us for an unforgettable experience featuring live music from Darius de la Sierra, Cornelio Vega. And look,
Come on.
I'm just going to spell it. 3-ball, 3-ball-MTY. I don't know if that's 3-ball MIDI, 3-ball mighty, 3-ball whatever. I don't want to offend anybody. So, La Reunion Norteña, Ray Berger, and Avi Glow, plus incredible food and more. Get your tickets now and learn more at DallasCowboys.com/carne asada. So you have homework.
Good work.
Two websites to visit: DallasCowboys.com/training camp and DallasCowboys.com/carne asada. There you go. All right, Von Miller has been
officially signed.
Yes,
out on the field running sprints and stuff, I guess.
And talking to the media.
Yeah, he had a couple comments that I wanted to get you guys' opinion on. He's obviously known as a great teammate. He's far and wide considered that, but he kind of came out and he's like, he himself said, I am a great teammate, I'm in the Hall of Fame of teammates. And I just wondered, to me, that's kind of like, you don't tell people you're the toughest guy in the room.
You can't nickname yourself, right?
Yeah, so how does that play in the locker room where the guy's kind of like, well, let's see,
Defensively, if you're a young guy, you see a guy like Von Miller, and there's a level of respect that goes out to him because you know what he's done in this league, if you're a football fan. But when he says it, also defensively, young guy, but then there's also other guys in there who, to Von's credit, that he does the sack summit every single year, or the pass rush / sack summit that they do. So some of these guys have already built relationships. He talked about, knowing Houston and knowing Rashawn Gary and knowing Ezeraku and Quentin Williams. So they already have a relationship. So he comes into a place that he's not a complete stranger. And so that bodes well. And so, it's not a bad thing to say that you're a good teammate and people won't look at you like, what? That's more of welcoming. Now, if you came in and was like, I'm gonna beat a da-da-da-da-da, I'm gonna show them how they supposed to do it. Oh. Now we start hold on. Right. What do you, not, because now you're calling us out. So in the lot, but him saying he's a great teammate, he's a Hall of Fame teammate. All right, show us. Come on in. And to Von's credit, you watched him on the field yesterday. Excuse me. You watched him on the field yesterday, and you see him mentoring Maris Leofau. You see him working with Donovan Ezeraku. You see him kind of just talking through some things with some of those other players. And that's the part of being a teammate for him is me taking this information and going home with it does me no good. Does you no good. All right. And so someone gave the game to me. It is my job. And it's literally your job as a brother in arms under the shield is I pass this information on to the next generation. So what I know, what I've gathered over the years, my skill sets, my being able to watch film and dissect tendencies and tell you about quarterbacks and coordinators and all this other stuff. I gotta pour that, I gotta empty the cup to all of these guys who are willing to listen to me. If they're willing to listen, Von should be what they say men have 12,000 words a day. Von should be emptying those words out.
And that's, for me as a fan and being around this team for so long, to me I love hearing that because there's been, not mentioning any names, Jesse, you'll probably know who I'm talking about, but there's been very high profile guys that have played for this team that were the exact opposite, that didn't work with the young guys, that didn't, and it would probably shock some people to know who those people were, but kept the information to themselves and almost looked at it as a competition. Like if I tell you then you're trying to take my job. So they just took that with them. So to hear somebody like that coming in, it's like
some of y'all favorites. So I'm gonna put that out there.
Yes. No names, but yes.
Some of y'all favorites. They think that
some of you would be like, you're a liar.
Jesse, you're a hater.
Yeah.
Okay.
True. So what else do you have to say, Kurt?
Well, I guess this leads into what you were just talking about, in that he said that he can win 10 to 15 snaps without being on the field.
And that's that.
Yeah.
It's me telling the guys who are going to play majority of the snaps, hey, Donovan Ezraku, listen, when you go up against Trent, I've been going up against Trent Williams for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, however long it's been. Listen, man, when you do this, he's going to react like this. So try this. Right? Hey, when you go up against Lane Johnson, when you're going up against Jordan Mailata, this. When you're going up against all these different guys, he has this. He has this information that tried and tested and proven to be good, right? Because there's not many people that Vaughn hasn't gotten a sack on. So that's the information that he gives out to the DC. Hey, when I was in Denver, when I was in Buffalo, when I was in Washington, we played this team this way. Oh, hey, you know what? Hey, coach, when I was in Washington last year, man, this tackle he struggled with doing this. And we would practice, I would hear coaches yelling at him. So set it up like this.
Yeah.
Now, does it work every single time? Probably not. I only needed it to work once in the moment that I needed to work.
Right.
And so that's the kind of information that he's giving to these particular players and coaches. And again, Vaughn comes from a place of, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Whenever he hangs it up, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And so he's
going to come in and be this big rah-rah leader. He's sort of behind the, just talking to guys and teaching.
And there may be some rah-rah in there. There may be a little rah-rah. I think that comes later on. But there may be a little rah-rah. Maybe a little rah-rah in it because he's Vaughn.
Yeah.
He's a guy who's, 35 sacks or something like that? Like he's a guy who comes with credentials. This isn't a guy who's like, oh, yeah, I'm just, no. He comes in and he goes, you know who I am. You guys know what I've done. What I'm telling you is not going to hurt you, and I just want to motivate. That's the part about him saying he's a Hall of Fame teammate.
Do you think this is just wishful thinking on my part, because I don't understand why this guy's not in the facility. He's in the facility some, but he's not in the facility over there. Do you think his relationship with DeMarcus Ware and DeMarcus living here, do you think this opens a door for him to possibly be involved?
No.
Because I don't know why he's never, there's some guys that are here. Charles Haley's here all the time. He's talking to the young guys. I don't know if that resonates because Charles is that old head, that crazy old uncle that, there's some guys that come through and there's some guys that are involved and some guys that aren't. And I'm sure there's a story there, but I've never understood why DeMarcus, because he's local, spent most of his career here, went away, won a Super Bowl, has a great relationship with Jerry from all that I know. And I just wondered if, with him and Vaughn having that relationship and that, winning that Super Bowl together, now him being here mentoring the young guys, if that would possibly get him involved in some way. No. Hey, come on in and talk to these guys with me.
Yeah, he may come holler at him every once in a while, but DeMarcus doesn't want to coach football.
No?
He wants to be a dad. He's having a good time with his kids. He's a businessman. He owns gyms. He's like, hey, when you need this $1 million smile to come out and
shake some hands,
kiss some babies. Yeah. I was with him this past summer. He came out as the honorary captain for the girls flag football state championship, and we were taking on Houston. He came out. He was honorary, and we chopped it up for the game. Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to.
I don't mean coaching. I mean being
right,
here
but
and being
that still
like a
takes time.
resource.
That still takes time. That still takes time. And I will say this: I'm good friends with DeMarcus Ware. Like he's one of the guys. If I called, he's going to either answer or call me back. And that's not a flex, but he's the kind of guy that I'm not going to half do it. So me coming up here telling you something one time.
Yeah. If he's in, he's in.
If I'm in, I'm going to be here every day.
Right.
And I think that he's not at that point in time in his life where he's like, okay, now I'm going to shift and pivot and be here. and now my energy and effort goes here. His energy and effort is being a dad, being there for his children, coaching up his kids, doing the business stuff that he does, being an ambassador to the Cowboys for the Cowboys. This coaching stuff is a brutal game, man.
Yeah,
it's a brutal game, man.
It's unbelievable.
It's a brutal
I don't
game.
know why you would want to go from playing and spending 16, 18 hours in a facility 8 months out of the year to...
People do.
Oh, yeah, I've got all the money I need. But you know what? I miss it. I want to go not see my kids and not spend time with my wife and not travel. And
my other good best friend, Tashard Choice, the running back coach for the Lions, he stopped playing, literally jumped right back into coaching. Was doing high school with John Kitna in Burleson. Then he was at UNT with Seth Luttrell. Went from UNT and Seth Luttrell to did a quick little stint with the Raiders. Ended up at Texas, the Longhorns for a little while. Got hired by USC, then went to Texas, and then now he just loves coaching.
I guess if it's in your blood, like Witten played for 87 years, and then jumped into high school, and now he's at Oklahoma, and it's like, what are you? Are you mad? Like, unbelievable.
And when people...
I'd go spend that money. I'd be like, I made it. I'm going to go
not to throw
enjoy
my
it.
name, and people ask me all the time, why don't you coach? Why don't you coach? I don't want no parts of coaching ever. None. You have to pay me a lot of money to consider that. I just don't want to do it. It's a beatdown.
Oh.
It's a beatdown.
Imagine.
All right, fellas, good stuff. I guess we get a full crew back next week. Yeah. Sounds like Nate's heading back, and then Cowboy game. Make sure you all stay up till midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning to watch that preseason game this weekend. If not, we will be back on. I guess we're Tuesday, Thursday next week.
I think so.
Tuesday to
not the schedule, but I think we're Tuesday, Thursday.
Tuesday to recap it, probably. I don't know. Check the website again. Go to DallasCowboys.com. Check it out.
I think we'd be a Tuesday.
Good seeing you boys. Paul, thanks for keeping us on the air. Maybe you'll have company here in a couple of weeks to you'll get booted off the show in a couple of weeks.
Man.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
for chipping in.
All right. Well, we enjoyed it. We'll be back next week. Hanging with the boys.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?